Hey guys, it's Tony with Backwoods Biker Magazine and Wood Tramp Outdoors. I've got what I feel is probably the most important message that I've ever given you, especially in 2020. Hang tight. Alright guys, welcome back. What prompted this video is 52 emails that we received in the last 2 weeks as of yesterday afternoon. Those emails were asking us if we had ever seen the anoraks that were being sold and advertised on Facebook. So we started looking at those. Looking at the ads. They were for $39.99 up to like $95, something like that. They were from different companies, but what we found odd in those ads was that a lot of the pictures look the same. A company may have had just a shirt or the video that they were showing may have been somebody that we had seen before, like Black Rifle Survival. And so we started looking at those videos and realized there was something fishy about that. And we tried contacting those companies that were advertising these anoraks, and we could not reach anybody. Crickets is what we received. We emailed some of the email addresses that were there. Crickets. Didn't hear anything. So it became very, very fishy. We started looking at the ads even closer, and we found a couple of these anoraks that we haven't seen one personally from the makers, but one of the companies was Lester River Bushcraft out of Duluth, Minnesota, and the other company was Boreal Mountain Anoraks out of Canada. And if you will look at those, first of all, let's put up the original shirts. These are the real deal right here. One of them is from Lester River Bushcraft, and the other was from Boreal Mountain Anoraks. Okay, and what you're seeing is the real ones. These are the real ones. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to throw up a collage that we took of. We only could fit 15 of them on there, but it was like 27. These are all ads, and if you will look at these ads close, you will see both of them. We're going to fit these in the screen so you can compare them both. So here's the deal. What you're seeing on Facebook for these are just fraudulent. Both of the anoraks that you see that are originals from Lester River Bushcraft and Boreal Mountain Anoraks are right around $300. One's a little bit more, one's a little bit less, but they're within $20, I think, of each other. Something like that. That's the irrelevant part. Okay? But I want you to see that, okay? And then look at this other ad, and you're going to see both of those anoraks, even the label from Lester River. That's how I got a hold of him, Lester River Bushcraft. They even show that label. That's brazen. And as you watch the video on some of these, Black Rifle Survival, he is a legitimate dude. He's got some corn in the crib. He's got some great videos out there, and I guarantee you he has no idea, or he had no control over them stealing the videos. That's what they do, is they go out and they rip the videos off of YouTube, and then they edit them to fit off into their little 30-second or 1-minute video on Facebook. Now here's how this happens. All these companies that are doing this are from China, because any other country would allow a U.S. or Canada-based company to sue with success. You can't do this shit that they're doing, okay? Pardon my language, it's aggravating for me. But what these companies do in China is they will go out, and first thing that they do is they will set up websites with, you know, joeschmuckatelli.com, whoever, all right? And there are thousands of them. Okay, and then what they'll do is they'll open up a bank account and put just a little bit of money in them for each of those. Okay, and you know it's easy to say there's thousands of them. All right, and then what they will do is they will go out on Facebook and set up an account with Facebook, and by advertising on Facebook, and they put these videos together. They're all the same company, by the way. One company makes all these other companies, and then they flood Facebook with it, especially during a time like this, during the holidays, when people like you and me are looking for deals, okay? And then you get on there and you give them your PayPal. Almost all of it's done through PayPal. And you would think you could get your money back from PayPal, but it is a struggle with those Chinese companies to get your money back. Because what they do is they'll roll up the carpet, down the road about 30 or 40 days down the road after they've, have done $1 million in business in 30 to 40 days time. They're not real, okay? If you want a real Boreal style Anorak, then buy it from a real company. Leicester River Bushcraft is real. Boreal Mountain Anoraks, they are real. And let's just be honest, let's keep it, here on our continent, I know a deal is a deal is a deal is a deal, but if you want a real Anorak, a real 100% wool Anorak, and not some cheap knockoff version, and you're lucky if you get one of those from them, because we received a lot of emails that said, I made this purchase, I haven't seen it yet, I did the purchase 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, haven't seen it. That's most of the stories, that you give them the money and you do not see that merchandise. But for those that may have something, they're made out of a cheap felt, sometimes out of a cheap cotton. It's just really inferior crap that they're putting out, like I said, if you're lucky enough to receive that. Okay, I'm going to put down both the websites for the legitimate companies, and if you're really wanting something that's real, you're going to have to pay the money. You're going to have to dish out the money for it, but you buy once, you cry once. That's it. It's a lifetime. You'll never have to buy it again. You buy something inferior, more than likely you're going to buy 10 or 15 of them throughout your lifetime. So it really isn't a great marketing strategy. Now, before I get off of here, let me tell you this. It's just not Anoraks. But I have great relationships with many vendors around the world, obviously because of the magazine. A lot of them are small guys like the two I just mentioned. They too are being hit by the counterfeit companies out of China. So be very, very careful. The old adage is still true. If it seems to be too good to be true, more than likely it is. So now let's fight this together. This is our portion. We are dropping an article on Facebook today, on Backwoods Bikers Facebook page. Okay, and that article just says fraud alert, buyer beware, and we explain this in detail to you. Okay. Share that. Send it to all your friends and all your groups. And then share the link. This is going to be out on YouTube also, on our Facebook page, and it'll also be on our website. Okay, we'll probably do a different one for the website, but share this with everybody you can. We've got to cripple these companies because Facebook is doing nothing. One of the companies I just mentioned to you told me this morning he has shelled out thousands and thousands of dollars trying to litigate this, trying to get some court relief, and you can't because it's China. You just can't mess with them. So if you're trying to do it, you never ever will. The communist country is just closed to us, and they would steal flies from a blind spider. That's just the truth. So let's get this out. Let's do our part. You do your part. Let's expose them. Let's pull their pants down for the world to see. Don't spend your money on crap like that. It just isn't worth it. So yeah, it does aggravate me a little bit. So I really like our vendors, man. Most of them are small guys that we try to help. And man, it just really burns my biscuits, knowing they're getting beat up like that because they could be put out of business. So let's help them out. So you guys ride free. You live free, and as always, you be safe out there.